Right now, Little Rock police need your help seeking a person connected to yesterday's shooting in downtown Little Rock. What you can do next. And traffic through the Little Rock Metro is a bit more complicated this weekend. Everything you need in 2 minutes.
Well, we had nice weather these last few days and we were dry, but as we go into the last half of the weekend and into next week, we are going to be seeing pretty wet conditions in store. I'll have a full look at that forecast just ahead.
Plus, getting creative for medical research.
You know, I decided I really want to be able to do something that will actually make a difference for my condition.
Hear why one Arkansan slashed a world record, bringing attention to a disease that's changed her life.
Hello, and thank you for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz here with Corrales Ortiz. Corrales, you got the sunny yellow on. It's been a wonderful sunny day.
It was a beautiful start to the weekend for sure, and these last few days were just fantastic. Some of the best weather we've had all summer long, just because it wasn't super hot.
I finally could go for a drive with the windows down and actually enjoy it. You know,
enjoy being outside for a while.
Right, exactly, and not just be sweating as soon as I go outside.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this sticks around. Will it for the rest of the weekend?
Well, as you probably saw me tease just earlier, we are in for quite the soggy forecast. I'll get to the details in just a bit.
I should have seen the lightning earrings.
The lightning earrings. 91 right now here, so still pretty warm this evening. 88 in Hot Springs, very toasty in Fort Smith. 95. I'll have a look at that 3-degree guarantee and let you know if we were within that 3-degree guarantee and how hot it was today. 74 is what we're expecting for tonight, so it's going to be a mild night. We'll be seeing cloudy skies and increasing rain chances as well, especially in the early morning hours. Fast forward to your Sunday, and yeah, it's going to be soggy for us with rain likely for a good chunk of the day. It's not our only rain chance in the forecast. I'll have more details on that just ahead.
Right now, Little Rock police are continuing their search for a third person connected to gunshots yesterday afternoon in Little Rock's River Market. Bullets hit cars and went through the Little Rock Chamber of Commerce. No one was injured, and while police already arrested 2 people involved, they're still looking for another. This is who they're looking for. He's wearing a green shorts and a black shirt. Police say they responded right away since officers were actually already downtown when the first shot was fired.
We had some detectives that were down the River Market eating lunch. Shortly as they walked out, they heard gunfire. There was 2 individuals engaging in gunfire towards each other.
Again, here is that third person that LRPD is looking for. So if you know where he is tonight, call the police. And happening now, this is a live look at I-40 in Little Rock. You can see that Interstate 40 eastbound is fully closed. It'll stay closed through Monday morning at 5 a.m. at that 30-40 split in North Little Rock. So you're going to want to plan your routes and for traffic accordingly. So let's talk about what exactly you can expect. If you were driving from Conway, wanting to get to Little Rock or North Little Rock, instead of going through, you're going to have to go all the way around. The detours you'll have to take instead. Follow I-430 south to I-30 east. From there, you'll take I-30 east and I-440 east and then return back to I-40. And a reminder, if you are hitting the roads, Arkansas police are stepping up their patrols. The Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign will be strictly enforced through Labor Day. Despite this well-known campaign, traffic deaths are up for the 3rd straight year, and about a third of those crashes are due to impaired driving. We are right in the middle of back to school season, and that includes college students. Today, hundreds of students moved into their dorms over at UCA. The school says that about 1,400 freshmen came to campus today. Student orientation leaders were ready and prepared for these big crowds, moving tons of boxes and furniture to get every student settled.
A big part of our job is to try and make them feel welcomed here and comfortable being on campus.
Of course, Move In today was a team effort from student organizations, UCA athletes, and of course parents, all working to make this next step a success. And some athletes in Redfield are heading back to school with some basketball. This afternoon, the Arkansas chapter of the National High School Basketball Association hosted their first back-to-school bash. They're aiming for more players to join their youth basketball league. Organizers say that kids from Pine Bluff, Little Rock, Sheridan, and Risen all came today to play ball and, more importantly, get ready for school with free supplies. If you're interested in joining that league, you can find more information on our website at thv11.com. And we have been talking about it all week long. This is a special time of year for us at THV11 as we send our well wishes to thousands of Arkansas students, staff, and administrators all returning to school. So we definitely want to show you now what we have in store. THV11 has our back to school sweepstakes still open. You can win one of 5 Amazon Fire tablets. To be eligible, all you have to do is upload a picture of your child or children's first day of school on our website at thv11.com/pics. The pictures do need to be from this school year, so we'll randomly draw and announce winners live on Wake Up Central every day next week. So get your camera ready and submit that to thv11.com/pics. THV11 has learned that former President Donald Trump's legal team is likely to file a motion for the appointment of an independent reviewer looking to reevaluate documents that were seized by the FBI from his Mar-a-Lago estate. Natalie Brand has the details from Washington.
CBS News has learned former President Trump's legal team is considering filing a motion to seek the appointment of an independent official to review evidence collected in the FBI's search of his Florida home. An individual close to the former president tells CBS that he and his lawyers want federal prosecutors to make sure a neutral person is involved in reviewing the documents, and they want a more detailed list of what was removed. Trump's legal team wants this independent person, known as a special master, appointed to examine the documents to determine if they fall under executive or attorney-client privilege.
One of the benefits of the special master, if the master agrees with us, is we can stop DOJ in their tracks when it comes to inspecting these documents.
But legal analysts say the Justice Department would likely contest such a motion, saying the documents are evidence. During the FBI search nearly 2 weeks ago, 11 sets of classified documents were seized, including some marked top secret. Attorney David Weinstein served in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida.
We're led to believe that these are dealing with national security interest, whether it's secrets, whether it's nuclear secrets, whatever it may be, and that these documents need to be in a safe and secure location.
Meanwhile, a federal magistrate judge in Florida has indicated he could potentially unseal parts of the affidavit behind the search, following requests from more than a dozen media organizations, including CBS News. Judge Bruce Reinhart, who also signed off on the search warrant, has given the Justice Department until Thursday to submit proposed redactions to the affidavit before he makes a decision. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Lawmakers are calling on social media companies now to address the unprecedented rise in violent threats against federal law enforcement. This is since the search at Mar-a-Lago. Members of the House Oversight Committee have called on 8 social networks to turn over details about online threats against law enforcement. They want to know how the companies are planning to prevent their platforms from being used to incite violence. And the war in Ukraine is ongoing, and it is once again drawing international concern, now over shelling around a nuclear plant. The U.S. will provide Ukraine with more military assistance as the war nears its 6th month. Wendy Gillette has the latest from New York.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has agreed to terms for a team of independent inspectors to visit a nuclear plant in southern Ukraine that's come under shelling. The development follows a call between Putin and French President Emmanuel Macron. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a video released last night the team from the International Atomic Energy Agency could reestablish security at Europe's largest nuclear plant that's now controlled by Russia, calling Russian shelling near the facility radiation blackmail. Russia blames Ukraine for the attacks. Putin told Macron they raised the threat of a large-scale catastrophe. The UN Secretary General wants a demilitarized zone established around the plant.
If we demilitarize, as we propose, the plant, the problem will be solved.
As the conflict drags into its 179th day, the U.S. will provide Ukraine with $800 million in additional military equipment, including drones and mine-resistant vehicles. In Kharkiv, a 53-year-old woman was found dead after Russian forces shelled 2 universities early yesterday. At least 5 people were killed in the Donetsk region. Civilians keep fleeing the violence in eastern Ukraine. The UN Refugee Agency says more than 10.5 million have left the country since the war started in February. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
The independent team will likely not visit the nuclear plant until early next month. And in other news, for the first time ever, July saw people using streaming services more than broadcast and cable networks. 35% of people streamed television, whereas 34% used cable, and 22% watched traditional broadcast television. Netflix is still at the top of the streaming war, but Hulu and Amazon Prime were up there too. Industry experts say the start of football season could boost those broadcast ratings. And if you would like to stream your THV11 news content, that's if you're not already, it's easy with our new THV11 Plus app for smart TVs. All you have to do is search THV11 in your streaming app store and just hit download. Nice and easy. I know a lot of people do that to watch. Still ahead, whether you're streaming or however you're watching, a Cabot woman is raising awareness for a common disorder with an extraordinary feat. We'll have that story when the news returns at 6.
Speaking of streaming, some of us could see a steady stream of rain in the forecast, bringing in quite a bit of some rainfall amounts for some of us across the natural state in the Mid-South. More details in your forecast coming up.